edition of the Sportsport. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sportsport here on a Wednesday. Barnes, Tony, Danny once again. Hey, what do you know? Another pitful night of New York baseball to recap. What's going on?
Pitiful, dude, to say the least. No doubt about that. But again, dude, just like yesterday, silver lining, beach bash. 1 day away, dude. We're leaving.
Yeah, 1 day away is right. And I feel like it's like, I think we're gonna get some good opinions, good insights. I'm excited. Obviously, I wish that we weren't in this scenario, but just to see what Michael K and others, have to say about these recent stretches.
What do you think Michael would say, dude?
I think he's just gonna say that like they're just not hitting with runners in scoring position, like or they're just missing pitches. They're not hitting the pitches that they should hit. I'm imagining he'll say that, but of course, you want to hear it directly from the horse's mouth, and I'm sure especially Dave will be waxing poetic about the Yankee struggle. But with the Mets, does he have really much to wax about?
Well, see, I don't think he will be though.
No, because nobody loves it though. That's what I'm saying. He does. He said it.
But he has said that. But hey, listen, he's been focusing on the Mets. I will say more so now.
But I'm saying when I ask about it, he's gonna take this opportunity.
For sure. But do you think Michael's gonna be overall like optimistic, or do you think like there's trouble?
No. I think he's gonna say, they're a good team. They got some problems, but they're a good team. They'll be fine. This and that.
The political answer.
Yeah.
I guess you're probably right, dude. It is gonna be interesting to see, the demeanor, I guess, of pointing at people. But yeah, like you said before the show, I guess, or maybe even at the open, it does. It's gonna be interesting to see what these people, the fans, the TCA, Michael, Don, all have to say about it, dude. Like
I keep forgetting about Don, honestly.
You always do, dude, ever since the interview.
Well, also, ever since Michael left that show, I've listened to it maybe 3 times.
I don't even know the is Michael going on by himself earlier before? Mm-hmm. So the headlining show is kind of like Han and Peter and Don?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I like Alan Hahn.
Oh, me too.
Obviously Peter.
He gives a good interview. Alan
Peter?
Hahn. No, Alan Hahn. No, we've never done Peter.
We'll end up getting Peter.
I really hope so. To be honest, dude.
Just because we didn't last year, we want to get Peter, as well as Bart. But I don't know if Bart will be on the prowl for some ladies. Michael Butka, right? The beers and the babes, right, Michael?
Michael Butka?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, dude. I'm sure if he was here, he would agree with you, dude.
I'm surprised Michael Buckett's not going. It seems like he would have found a way, whether he had to take 5 buses to get there, right? Or no?
Yeah, no. Be careful what you wish for, dude. He may be showing up. Yeah, I guess.
No, I think it's too far.
Too far, and it's not like his uncle and his dad are going kind of tag along sort of deal.
Right.
So,
right. And I don't think Jimmy's driving up there.
No, I don't think so, dude. I was gonna say something, dude. I totally forgot.
About Michael K or Don or Bart.
Oh yeah, Bart would be a good interview to get too, because we couldn't. We were never able to get his interview. I guess there was one time we got him like a blurb on
yes,
camera.
I remember that. That was the year I didn't go.
Yeah, that was the first year we went.
He was following that girl around. Remember? We were about to
right,
interview
dude.
him.
And, he was.
He had the shades on, literally. He did, right?
Yeah, dude. Well, you know some of these players, dude. they don't want to get wrapped up into women and lose all their money and stuff. So I don't know.
And I was gonna say, it would be kind of funny to like ask him a bunch of baseball questions and see like how much he doesn't know what he's talking about. Not to like rip him, but kind of, because I think he knows his football, but baseball, it's like he just says something. It's like, Bart, what are you talking about? Like,
you could, Brian.
So you think that's being facetious?
I think that'd be the last time you interview him, probably.
No, but not quizzing him, but like seriously asking him like what's going on. And I'm saying I would anticipate the response would not be something that like, he wouldn't be providing much knowledge regarding baseball.
No, I wouldn't think so. Which is fine.
Is Carlin going to be there? or just Bart?
Carlin never goes.
Just like Dan Grassa?
Just like Dan Grassa. So I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen Carlin there, but then again, I've only been there we've only been going for like, what, 3 years, 4 years, whatever it is now. So I don't think so, because I feel like, they've had Carlin on Rick and Dave like pop in towards the end of their episodes recently, and it's not like they're really talking about it, I guess. So
it's annoying that Dan Grassa doesn't go, because that would be like just so good. Because like, you know what I mean? Just especially to like not like, I wouldn't be like aggressive or anything, but just kind of like toe the line a little bit with him. Like, just like, Dan, like what's the deal here?
What would you say though? Like,
I would say just like the way you are the Yankees. I mean, what's going on here? I mean, it's like, it seems like it's a real problem for you. And do you know what Kev do? Because I think there's parallels there. That's what I would say.
Oh boy! All right, dude.
It's a shame too, because I would love to. Because supposedly he always goes to the softball game, but I'm gonna be on vacation this year. It's August 23rd or something. But
really?
That would have been great to finally get him.
Oh my God, yeah, dude. It would be great just to be at the softball game. Yeah, dude, that would be sick.
But
vacation, California.
Yeah, the California trip. Yep.
The California trip. You bringing Michael
Butka.
Yes.
I'm sure he'll follow me there, whether I bring him or not, right? With Ernie. Ernie, come on.
Oh, dude.
But a bunch of comments. Let's start there, and one of our own here, Matthew Gabriel, lead off, huh?
Yes, dude. Which you don't see very often. But
No,
he's
you
here
don't.
because you know why, dude? Because he's jacked up for this weekend too. I know it, dude. Matthew Gabriel says, "Let's go, dude. New York baseball sucks ass." He says. Josh B says pumped. What up, fam? He says. Ernie says yeah. And then
Ernie.
Matthew says pumped for the Don, dude. And then Ernie says chill, Barnes, with the laughing emoji.
You think he's talking about Bart?
No.
What do you think he was talking about?
Michael Buckta?
But about him going to the beach match, you think? Is that what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying.
But you're being facetious because you're like nervous. But it's like, come on, Michael Buck is not even listening right now because he would have already commented.
Possibly.
I mean, I think that's the first thing he does, like right to the keyboard as soon as he turns on the broadcast.
He says the invite.
Yes,
oh, dude.
yes.
Matthew Gabriel though says, I think out of all of them, I'm most pumped to meet the Don than Mr. K, dude. I will say Don LaGreca, great interview, great guy, gives you the time of day.
Yes.
And I feel like you can probably talk to him about literally anything, like not even necessarily sports. Don't just like give you an answer.
Yeah, no, I want to ask him some Rangers stuff.
Yeah.
Just
Oh my
Sullivan,
God, definitely, dude.
What the plan is in the offseason.
And also like I'm looking forward to see his performance.
Yes.
I mean, not for nothing, dude. This is gonna be the third year I'm seeing him. Don LaGreca does a song every time.
What's
dude,
with that outfit he wore last time?
The bananas.
Oh, that's what that is.
It was the bananas on. I don't know, dude, but he always wears something funky.
Yeah.
I don't know. You should ask him about it this year.
Yeah.
I forget what he wore the first year.
And I'm here with.
Oh boy. Gotta give Bart. He says, I can't wait.
Yep.
I'll tell him. He says, hey Bart, stick to the football, bud. Barnes, he said, would take a swing at Grassa if he was there.
No,
Probably
but I just would ask him
likely.
some tough questions, honestly. And what I would say too, because I think he was alluding to about how he's so on Rick and Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, it really Dave. I mean, sure, Rick doesn't like the Yankees. He even said it in our vlog. If anybody hasn't checked that out, that was great from the tailgate.
It was phenomenal.
But I feel like I don't know what you think, Tony, but I think Rick gives you it straight way more than Dave. I don't like he can give you like a direct analysis. He's not just saying it to like look for something negative, and I feel like that's different than Dave. Honestly,
yeah,
right or no?
No, yeah, and I think I would agree. I think Rick is like that. Yes, Rick is kind of like me on the show, and then like you're kind of like Dave.
No, but I know you're not going to give me any credit, and I know I've said this recently a couple times, but I feel like I really haven't, like, there really hasn't been one of those times in a while. There really hasn't.
Define a while.
Months? I mean, 2 months at least? 3 months?
Yeah, I get maybe 2 months, beginning of the season. I don't think so.
Been a while, though. Been a while.
Yeah, maybe 2 months. Maybe I'll give you that, too.
And also, I was just going to say with them, like, while or Dave, listening to talk about the Yankees, yeah, sure, not fun, but I think the key thing here is they, just like you said with Don, I mean, they're great with us with the interviews, so that's why, I'm going to be a fan of theirs, and we appreciate that. Is basically what I'm saying.
Yes, dude. No, it is great that everyone really gives us some time to interview them. And like you said too, like they're all they always like good answers, good discussions, dude. Because kind of like what Matthew's saying, that Don seems like a man of the people. I mean, a lot of these guys are. They know that we're fans, that we're not for nothing, like their fans watch these vlogs for them, also. So it's like everyone really benefits, dude. And not for nothing, dude. I mean, it's just a great atmosphere, great time, bar A, beach bash, like the food, dude. Starving right now.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I had pizza in the city yesterday. Like literally just
what place?
Lucia's in Soho,
Okay.
which is a restaurant, but it's just again, like it's crazy how you can go to Manhattan, like really anywhere, get a pie, literally so much better than New Haven, like so much better than any pie around.
Like
here.
I would say, like the late night hours is great, but imagine if New York had as good a pizza as Connecticut available at that time, it would be even better.
The hell are you talking about?
Anyway,
dude?
so
half
Ernie
cheese,
says
half vodka pie, dude.
I don't
Unbelievable,
trust Kay
unbelievable.
anymore. He
dude.
said keep Volpe. And then Ernie says yesterday, right? Josh LMAO talking about me with the Mets, but what did I say, Ernie? I don't even actually remember, to be honest. And then Matthew says I'm pumped for the Staten Island pie.
The pie.
Where's
dude.
the pie gonna be from?
I don't know. It kind of depends. I mean, it depends on how late we get back on Friday, I guess.
But I don't think it'll be that.
No, I don't
late.
think so
Yeah,
either. I think last
everything will be
time
open.
it was like 8:00. Maybe like Justino Sicilian from the block. They're pretty solid.
Uh-huh.
And they're literally up the block, so it'll be a convenient, and I'm sure we'll be starving coming
right.
back home. So, regardless, dude, pumped, absolutely pumped, dude.
Gonna be nuts.
Gonna be nuts, man.
And Ernie says, "Wow, Tony, can we get an official NY Pizzas better than CT? Not the Mets, just pure rage." LMAO. Oh yeah, I wasn't. That wasn't about the Mets, Ernie, but that was just about. No, me and Josh were just talking about the judge thing, and I still think that like the message like still isn't clear. And I think if anybody knows Tony, like you would know, like where I'm coming from. It's like the overriding feeling for me is I just want to win again, and I'm not saying that what has happened, the past going on 16 years has been anything short of unacceptable. But I think that's what gets misconstrued, and like kind of what Josh was saying, about Yankee pajamas and all that stuff. It's like what they're doing right now. This is unacceptable. Okay. And to not win for 16 years, that's unacceptable. So like, it's like, I think they're confusing things being acceptable versus me just saying, this has to be the year we have to do it. And I feel like those are two different things, but just for some reason it comes off as delusion. I don't know why. But I just don't think that's that delusional. I mean, you could tell me if I'm wrong, Tony, but.
I wouldn't say delusional. I think is strong to say,
Right. I mean, it's like, I just want to win. And like, have I not said for years and years that like, I think Cashman and Boone suck and that like we could have a way better roster and we could spend less money and have better players and better player development. So it's like, nobody's getting a pass at all. So, yeah. So just wanted to mention that, but, Angelo says, what's up, guys?
What's up, Angelo, dude?
So I guess instead of starting with the depressing, I mean, you talk about the Tony tone there, almost like me saying what, to have a good day to Josh yesterday, supposedly.
I think it was the Ernie good luck in the interview. That was the real good one.
Ernie knows that that's not the case, but he says, honestly, you both were right, was the best part of it, LOL. But yeah, I'm still struggling though, Ernie. Like, just explain to me though how I'm delusional though. It's like,
Is that what they said?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, and it's just like, I don't understand it. Like, it's like, I want a better team. I want better players, and Judge needs to do better. Like, I admit all of that. I'm just saying, like, every year I'm going to see it out. I hope we do the right things, and I hope guys, make improvement. But don't get me wrong. I mean, it's been unacceptable for a long time. But what I was going to say, and Angelo says...
Why does he sound so depressed?
Because the Mets have lost 10 of 11. Yankees haven't done much better. But what I was going to say before we get into that is to start on a little bit of a lighter note. And you're not delusional, just extremely hopeful. I mean, don't you have to be hopeful if you're a sports fan? Otherwise, if you're just saying, we're fucked every day, then what are we doing? Right, Tony?
Yeah, no, you're totally right, dude.
But anyway, so Rocket Mortgage Classic... Detroit, Michigan, Detroit Golf Club. This has been around since 2019. Usually pretty player friendly. If you look at what have we had? 6 editions. Yeah, 6 editions of this tournament. 5 of them, the winner has been at least 23 under par. So clearly, this is a player's course. Cam Davis has won twice in the last 4 years, including last year, 18 under par. That was the low. And in terms of the purse, a tournament high, $9.6 million. The winner's share, $1.728 million. And the yardage is 7,370 yards, a par 72. Obviously not an elevated event. We're a couple weeks away from the Scottish Open and then the Open, so guys are taking off. But we do still have some, higher ranked golfers. If you look at specifically who's in the top 20, world number 5, Colin Morikawa. Last week's winner, world number 7, Keegan Bradley. World number 12, Hideki Matsuyama. World number 17, Ben Griffin. World number 20, Patrick Cantlay. And if you go further down the list, some notables, Wyndham Clark, Aske Bahatia, Minwoo Lee, Cameron Young, Tom Kim, Siwoo Kim, Austin Eckroat, Nick Dunlap, Matthew Fitzpatrick, Alex Noren, Chris Kirk, Max Homa. So there are some guys here that are familiar names, some veterans, maybe guys that aren't playing well recently. Ricky Fowler as well. So it just gives them, an opportunity here. So which makes it interesting, maybe fascinating, you could say, Tony.
Now
we
should be back
they can.
now,
But
dude.
actually, that was really all the introduction I had. I was just saying that.
No, they didn't really miss much.
I
Dude.
think we're gonna go. They're gonna go low this week. So
Good.
wide open. But that
Wide
being
open.
said, let's hear it. What are your thoughts here at the Rocket Classic?
It's funny because you said Ricky Fowler, someone who's won this tournament before, I believe, a few years ago. I don't know, dude. I was eyeing up Patrick.
2023
2023
playoff
dude.
over Hadwin and Morikawa.
Wow, a 3-player playoff. I don't know. I was eyeing up a few players, and you mentioned top 20 golfers here coming in at number 20. I think I'm taking Patrick Cantlay, dude. This is a guy.
This is a game.
This is a game. This is a tournament. No, but Patrick Cantlay here. I mean, you look at some of his last few tournaments. Obviously, a guy 33 years old, has 8 career wins here on the PGA Tour. So obviously, isn't shy of a win here. But you look at his, I guess, play recently. His last 5 tournaments, pretty interesting here. Truist Championship tied for 4th, gets cut at the PGA. Tied 12th at the Memorial,
cut at the
US Open, tied 12th at the Travelers. You may be thinking, oh, wow, he's been going cut every other. Maybe he reaches a cut this week. I say he breaks this mold. Because honestly, before the PGA, he wasn't cut at all this entire season. So I say he breaks this mold. The batter-friendly park here. He's been known to have some he gains a lot of strokes, kind of approaching the green, good iron work. Obviously, putting is a big reason why he's been having these past few cuts. I say he's worked it out this past week. And I say he's gonna take the dub here. And I'm gonna say at 20 under will be his victory. And then for a sleeper, I'm going to go back to the watering well here with my sleeper picks. I'm going to say a Steven Yeager spot. I just feel like he's due 3 top 10 finishes this year. First PGA Tour win came actually last season, I believe, at the Texas Children's Open. I'm pretty sure that was a tournament I picked him as a sleeper. So hopefully Lightning can strike twice here. Give me Yeager 23 under.
Wow.
Bang.
All right, I'm gonna mix it up here, a little something different.
I like that.
Somebody who's not at the exact top, and really his form, is not great. I mean, he's coming off a 45th at the Travelers, a tie for 45th, 33rd at the U.S. Open, cut at the Canadian Open, 44th at the Charles Schwab, 71st at the PGA. Even played the alternate event, Myrtle Beach Classic, and tied for 54th. So. If you actually look at this, Tom Kim has not even had a top 32 finish this season. That's unbelievable. A guy who's talented, a guy who, has won at a young age. He has 3 tournament wins. And he hasn't won in 2 years, and I think that changes. I think it changes at a player-friendly course. I know he didn't have a great week in Connecticut, but I think here at the Rocket Classic, I think he refines his form, and I think he wins at 25 under par. So that would be my winner, and as a sleeper, doesn't feel like a sleeper just because he's well known, but if you think about it, especially winning, he hasn't done much of that in years.
Winning.
Max Homa. I mean, he's due. What a confidence boost this would be. Doesn't matter that, it's not a signature event. It's not a playoff event. It's not a major championship. But for Max Homa to get back into the winner's circle, that would be unbelievable. So I'll say he would win at 21 under par. 21. So, I think this will be, for a, non-signature, I think this will be a pretty good event. And tomorrow we get started 6:45 on ESPN Plus before TV coverage takes over at 3:00. So 3 to 6 on golf tomorrow. I think, despite a lot of the top golfers sitting out, still a lot of talent, in this field. And good warm up here because it's going to be, the Open Championship before we know it. John Deere next week, and then you got the Scottish opposite, I believe, the Barracuda, and then we go to Royal Portrush. Rory McIlroy, second chance at his home course. Can he make the cut this time? Opened up with an 65 second round, and then ended up missing the cut back in 2019. So we'll see what happens, but that's really what we got for golf. Good diversion for a second, but we can't avoid it, Tony. Let's go to the world of Major League Baseball.
Oh, it's so depressing, dude.
Pujols it's deep to left. It's 700. Albert Pujols.
Yeah, what a play! Stop it. Yep.
And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game. Out of sight. And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Drill deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So unfortunately, another Yankee L last night, losing 5-4 extra innings. Michael Kay has talked about in the broadcast several times recently. Worst record in the majors, extra inning games at home. I believe now 1-6, if I'm not mistaken, in extra innings this season for the Yankees. Just cannot get that runner over. But really shouldn't have gotten that point. But this does suck, and it's interesting, Tony. I was thinking about this yesterday. The parallels. I mean, wasn't it exactly last year? I think both of the times I was at your house, Yankees were going through it terribly. Yes. Your mother's trying to console me about it. Losing to the Red Sox at Fenway. I think that was the first game. But regardless, so here we are again, and it's a shame too because this is really one of those times. Like I would get a random text from Matt every year at a point like this, and then he would just say, the Yankees really suck ass.
Suck ass, dude.
But yeah, the way that they are playing right now is unacceptable. And, it's the same thing. Runners in scoring position. You don't come through again. Plus, I mean, let's be real. I mean, I think they got real fortunate. I mean, obviously it didn't result in a win. So how fortunate did you really get? But the fact that Volpe on his triple, the fielder dives, goes all the way to the wall. I mean, that was a gift to get 2 runs in. And sure, Ben Rice had the slow run, home run. But the RISP, Tony, we've been talking about the RISP for a while. 1 for 9. I mean, it's just not going to get it done. So many opportunities. I think, one of the bigger ones was Judge with the bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the 10th inning. I mean, and he just pops it up. I mean, it's just Judge, bases loaded. Like we can't do it. And the only run that we score in extra innings, in 2 extra innings, the 10th and the 11th inning, was on a wild pitch. It's like, I don't get how you could be worse when you're gifted a runner at second. I just don't understand that. So, I mean, that's one aspect of this. And it's a shame too, because overall, okay, 4 runs, 7 hits, that number of hits is kind of where, it's an acceptable number. But the problem is when they count, when there's 2 outs, when there's running scoring position, you're just getting absolutely nothing. And then, in terms of strikeouts, I mean, I know it's it was 11 innings, but you struck out 13 times. It's like, I feel like it's impossible recently to look at the box score and not see a bunch of strikeouts. I mean, and then, you got Chase Burns make his major league debut, and I know we ended up getting to him for 3 runs over 5 innings, but he strikes out 5 batters in the first 2 innings. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So, I mean, just offensively, it's an absolute mess. And then you had the whole scenario with Jazz getting thrown out the game. And Ernie knows I'm a big Jazz guy myself, but that also, kind of, set the tone in a negative way. And sure, it was a terrible call by the umpire, but then the fact that, we had to have JC Escara in there, Jazz not in the game, really changed things. And his whole focus, changed, that at bat. Once it was 2-0, could have been 3-0, and then he flips out because of the balls and strikes, chirps the whole time, then goes back out in the field, still chirping. Teammates have to hold him back. I mean, I think he was very close to getting suspended.
What the hell is wrong with him?
I mean, clearly he has an anger issue. The call was egregious, but though it's unfortunate, I mean, those are the bad sides of Jazz Chisholm. It just, that was, I mean, did you see that last night?
I saw it afterwards. I was working, so I turned the game off and when it was 3-0 Yankees.
Okay.
And then turned it back on when Gavin Lux was up to bat in the bottom of the 11th.
Tough timing. But I just think, that at bat, sure, it was a bad call, but it's like, instead of being all enraged and stuff, if he just locked in, like, he could have got a big hit. So those are the type of things, like I said it, the mediocre discipline, the all-star talent, but the mediocre discipline, and that was a bad mark for Jazz last night. I think it kind of changed the game, to be honest. So that was tough. And then also, it was a shame because once again, I mean, you got a really good start from your starting pitcher, Carlos Rodon. 6 shutout innings, 4 hits, 5 strikeouts, only threw 88 pitches. Mixed reviews. A lot of people were hammering because Loaisiga, of course, only gets 1 out and gives up 3 runs. Walks the batters. I guess supposedly Rodon said he was done. I don't know if that was a cover up or whatnot, but 88 pitches, you're cruising along. Seems like you should be able to go batter to batter, but I guess because a bunch of right-handers were coming up. So that was something, you looked at. And then the fact, too, after you don't score twice in extra innings, Mark Leiter Jr., who threw 27 pitches the night before, you bring him back out there. And, yes, you only had Tim Hill or JT Brubaker. But when a pitcher's on fumes, I mean, you're better off with anybody out there. Maybe they get lucky and have a good performance. But you leave Leiter out there, and he just gets hit, and that was the game, and you get walked off on. And it's just a terrible feeling, and it feels like it's lingering too long. And the Rays won yesterday. So, I mean, we're really getting to a point where, we could lose, first place in the division. And obviously, we had such a stranglehold only a couple of weeks ago, but you keep losing these games and the Rays keep playing well. They're going to be looking up in the standings. And right now, you're only 1 game up on them because you're 3-7 on your last 10, and they're 7-3, and that's the difference. And the Blue Jays are only 2.5 back. Red Sox hanging around 6 back. So it's go time. I mean, sure, you got the A's coming to town this week. So you hope that you could take advantage of that. But yeah, I mean, it has to change right now, and it starts with runners in scoring position. And I am interested to see what Michael Kay, will say, on Friday about this. But from what you've seen, Danny, I mean, my thoughts are, bad plate discipline, and then just missing pitches you should hit, right? I mean, is that the basic summary of what's going on here?
Yeah, 100%. It's the situational hitting has completely fallen off a cliff, whereas at the beginning of the year, that was everything. And yes, guys like get slow, they have cold stretches. So it's just kind of crazy that everyone is going through their cold stretch at the exact same time. But they're just not taking good at bats. And then last night specifically is an indictment on how they play extra innings, in which they don't believe that they can win with the scoring the runner on second and then using their closer. Luke Weaver is there to pitch 2 innings. Pitch him the 8th and the 9th so that you save Devin. If Devin is your closer right now, for when you have a lead. They had a lead, and if they had saved Devin, like, yeah, okay, Weaver didn't pitch great in his first relief appearance back, but he hasn't pitched since then. So let him pitch the 2 innings, then save Devin for when you have the lead and you can win the game.
Yeah, well, and you still could have used him because he only threw 9 pitches, but they didn't want to bring him back out there. And then you're left in a situation where Mark Leiter Jr. has thrown 56 pitches in the last 2 games, and it's just that seems like, poor management. But let's be real. I mean, the key is just not being clutch right now. That's why they're losing games, and until they do that, it's not going to change. And fortunately for them, I mean, you do have your savior on the mound tonight, in Max Fried. He does have a 2.05 ERA this year. Brady Singer, has been up and down for the Reds. But it just seems like, right? I mean, does it not seem like it doesn't matter who the opponent is, who the pitcher is? Like, if you're not going right, anybody could give you a tough time. So that's the thing we got to watch out for.
Yeah, it's really frustrating to see that the inconsistency with the bats, that you can't go into any start feeling like they should get to this guy,
Right?
Because they got beat by guys that throw 86 junk pitches, or they're getting beat by flamethrowers, and it's just like, find the middle ground and try and make it competitive at bat. Try to get quality at bats, because then you'll at least get the starters out of the game and you'll see the relievers again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're right. And we're still a little ways away from the trade deadline. I guess almost a month away. But do you think, like, for this turnaround, I mean, does there need to be like some moves now, or do you think it's just like the guys that are there, they gotta find it in themselves?
I think most of it has to be the guys that are there now, because I don't see how you're going to get a bunch of necessarily hitters that you need, especially because with the extra playoff spot, we've seen that more trades, more teams think they're buyers than they're sellers, so they're less likely to trade. Like the Diamondbacks, everyone's expecting them to sell, whether it's Gallen, Merrill, or Suarez, but they play the Rockies in the same division. They'll get 12 free games against them, so they're going to probably think they're a playoff team until the end. So you can't bank on those other teams to come in and fix your problems. The issue is, like, I do think the issue is going back to the Oswaldo Cabrera injury. There's just something not as positive in that clubhouse that I feel like they could break out. Like, Cabrera is like an unsung hero of this team for always bringing good vibes and always like lifting people up, always having a smile on his face. And with him out, there's just a hole. And then it also contributes to the infield defense and everything else.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is a shame too. Peraza is getting an opportunity right now, but he just can't hit a lick. But he made some really good plays defensively. And you're so much better off with him in the field, than LeMahieu. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to say, and when you're in the midst of it, you feel like it's just not going to end. But I mean, what do you think? I mean, do you think this is going to linger much longer, or do you think, we're just kind of at a breaking point here where you would expect, the tide to turn?
I don't know. It's just so bad. Like, their WRC plus with runners in scoring position is a 12. Or it was a 12 yesterday. It's probably gone down. Like, to be 88 points under average is insane. Like, it is so bad that it has to get better. But it's almost like how? Like, the Reds, coming in, I was like, we should be able to get to their pitchers, but they're just a fast team. Like, they do things that go against the Yankees. Like, if they get Ellie on, no one's getting him out.
Right.
So, and I mean, they swept the Yankees last year, around July 4th. So I think the Reds are just a team that maybe have our number, just because they play the game faster. They do it the way that the Yankees don't want to play. Whereas the A's, you got to be able to get, because the A's have these young guys that are performing well, but they're not finding ways to win. So you need to take advantage of that.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mentioned the schedule already coming up, but this A's series at home. I mean, that feels like an opportunity. Today feels like an opportunity with Fried. And then that series in Toronto is so important. They've hung in this race 4 games in Toronto. So, I mean, you better play your best baseball right now because it's really going to hurt us. And do you expect? I mean, I know, like I said, we're still more than a month away, but them to be very active at the deadline.
I think it's really hard because, like I said, you don't know who's going to be selling. I mean, I think they'll try to do whatever they can, but Cashman's always looking out to be what's best for the team and maybe not what's going to win you games in the postseason. I think another thing that's going to hold them up is Luis Heel, so they're not going to trade for a starter because they're expecting to get Heel back, and they'll have Warren. Then they'll play around with the bullpen come postseason, so I don't know if they're going to try and get a reliever like that. And then infield-wise, I don't know if they trust any of the third baseman enough or the second baseman that become available to trade and move, because I think for now they still want to hold on to Spencer Jones, whereas that might be the piece that makes the necessary move happen. And I mean, I agree, like right now, you need to hold on to Spencer Jones, because I think if you only trade Spencer Jones if you can get signed Kyle Tucker. Otherwise, you're going to need an outfielder that you at least have some faith in come next season.
Yeah. And I mean, I look at it as, I think, though, the level, who knows, but I think we're definitely going to get a third baseman. And then I didn't really think this, but now with Jake Cousins, and then Ian Hamilton struggles, the Weiziga, is he injured again? Is he not? Can you count on them to be healthy the whole season? I think they're gonna have to at least get one reliever, maybe 2.
Yeah, I definitely think they need one, just a guy that you can trust to like get anyone out, because with Fernando Cruz, it's the splitter, and it's like, okay, that one pitch. With Devin Williams, it's the airbender. Okay, but again, one pitch. Like, there's not enough guys that can just get guys out. Like, where's Michael Tonkin when you need him? Just send him out there.
But also but that even speaks to it with Tonkin, a guy that actually had a decent amount of success for us at one point last year. But where's the high velocity? I don't understand. Like, we're so ahead of the curb on pitching and improving guys, developing guys. But why do we have nobody in the bullpen with high velocity?
Yeah, I have no idea why that happens. You just needed that guy to be a flamethrower. The issue is, like, the Rays, Pete Fairbanks is probably the perfect candidate, but they're not going to sell.
Right. Yeah, I'm just trying to think about other closers, around the league, and like, we don't want Alexis Diaz or David Bednar, so it's like, who are we really gonna get?
You don't think you would take a flyer on Diaz?
I don't think so, right?
I mean, he's been down in the minors, right?
I mean, I guess if it was like, we're not going to give up much, I guess.
There's no way you would.
Yeah.
He's been down in the minors the entire year, right?
He pitched in the majors a little bit, but would he have a 12? And I think even in the minors.
Literally, and I think that was like the first month of the season. Like,
yeah.
So, I don't know.
I mean, or somebody from the Orioles, Gregory Soto. I mean, he throws hard, right?
He does throw really hard.
I mean, Batista. I mean, that would be.
That'd be crazy if we could get 3 guys.
We should get Batista. We honestly should get Batista.
My only fear with Batista is if the catching defense isn't good enough to block some of that changeup. Because, I mean, like, July 3rd, 2 years ago, he threw it and Volpe scored on the wild pitch.
Right. But I would take a chance because his stuff is ridiculous, honestly. We need that type of reliever. Need a lot of things. But I mean, so I don't know. Also, too, just like, how are you, Joe? I mean, obviously, right now, it's tough to feel good about anything, right? I mean, it's been a few weeks of misery here. But does it like panic you like for the rest of the season that like this could really take an ugly turn, or do you just look at it as this is our usual bad stretch, and by the time the season's over, this is still a 90 to 95 win team that probably wins the division?
I would say I'm kind of in the middle. I do think confidently they still make the playoffs just because there aren't enough good teams to surpass them in the wild card if the Rays manage to take the lead in the AL East. But I think part of it's the usual, they get tired because they constantly move around the line. Like, it's either they constantly moving the lineup or they set guys who are not succeeding in that
those
spot.
spots. Yeah.
So they just don't get enough rest. Like, I fully understand that when you had Rice and Goldie and Trent all hitting, that you wanted to play them as much as possible, but getting Judge DH days really does help. And I think he's maybe like he got that rest day, and then that's when the slump has started for him. So there's probably something to that, and that he's not getting enough regular rest. But with Trent and Dominguez not being like out of this world anymore, you kind of are banking on Judge more. So it's just someone just needs to catch fire. Like, go and just win us a ball game like Jazz did.
Right. And Dominguez too. Like, if Trent's not hitting, I know he hit the home run the other day, and he's had a couple games here and there good, but like, just play Dominguez every day. I know he's not doing that well, but I just think yanking him in and out of the lineup every couple of days is not going to work either. And I know we've played a lot of games in a row. I think tonight will be 14. If I'm not mistaken, it's either 14 or 16, but we get the off day. Then you're home for the A's, and then, it's a 7-game road trip, but fortunately it's just Toronto and then New York with the Mets, and then you're back home again. So, you just hope that this is the start of something. But, yeah, it's just a terrible feeling right now. But at least, like, the silver lining is Fried is pitching tonight. So, you hope that he gives you 7 strong and you could score 4 or 5 runs. Right?
I only feel confident if he goes like 8 innings at this point.
Well, yeah, actually, our bullpen is so taxed. That's a good point. I mean, I guess Williams can pitch. Obviously, Leiter's not available. You can have to go to JT Brubaker. I think Cruz could probably throw, but it's just the bullpen's been used a lot, so that off day is going to be big, obviously. But yeah, definitely tough. And speaking of tough, Tony, same thing across town, huh?
Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, the Mets, drop another one last night to the Braves. It is really tough. Again, something similar to Danny here. I was working in the city last night, so I'm like kind of checking my phone every so often. Mets game, they're up 3-0 early.
Stop watching.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, go back to work, do my thing.
Easy peasy.
Periodically check. 5th inning, good. 6th inning, trouble, dude. And it's just like, for me as a fan, it's like, it's sick because it was sick, I should say, because you're like, wow, like Montas threw 5 innings, no earned runs. I think he had 5 Ks, whatever.
After you thought he was going to get hammered.
After you would think he was getting hammered. And you watch some of his at-bats. I believe he struck out Acuna to lead off the game for his first strikeout. His fastball was reaching 97, 98 when he had his sinker. It was pretty effective, dude. Same thing with his slider. And he was mixing in those pitches really well. His cutter, I think, was being thrown in there also. So, Montas, I think, surprised everyone, especially, we talked about his rehab stars. We talked about how much confidence you even had in general, for him coming into this season. So you kind of thought he'd be, T-ball. But, I mean, he did a great job, and it just sucks because the bullpen comes in, after Montas gets pulled after the 5th, Hugs in the dugout, he's stoked, Mendoza's happy, Hefner, whatever. Brazoban, leadoff walk, back-to-back walks, another walk, like walks the bases loaded, dude. Like, it's just like, not good at all. Like, there's just really no excuse for that,
Can't do that.
And then it's like, I think after that, they bring in Castillo, first batter. I think it was maybe Allen. Line drive to Beatty. Beatty, who was going to make a good play, a little bit of a diving catch. Not like a crazy dive, but, had to propel himself off the ground a little bit. Hits his glove, rolls back. Lindor picks it up, and obviously runs scores. So what could have been, potentially even a double play at that point, was a run scored. And then after that, then Castillo gives up a couple of hits. All of a sudden, it's like 4-3, and you couldn't come back from that, dude. And it just really sucks. Because I mean, not for nothing. I mean, I guess maybe you're like tough shit, like score more in the 8th and then in the 9th. But they didn't do that. It's obviously hard, I guess, necessarily to blame one person or one asset or aspect of your game, because obviously, for Brazoban to come in and walk the bases loaded is just unacceptable. I mean, that just really can't happen. And I don't blame Mendoza for pulling Montas. I mean, his first start back threw, I think, around, a little bit over 80 pitches, maybe 80 pitches. So, it's not like I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Mendoza should have kept Montas in there because it's his first start. Like, we know that. It's just the bullpen need to pick up these pieces. You got fucking, Lovelady coming in, giving up hits, giving up runs, too. It's just not – you talk about a taxed bullpen. I mean, that's what the Mets have. You use Reed Garrett back-to-back days. It's just fucking tough, dude, to lose this game 7-4 after, for what seems like probably the fifth time in the past 10 games, you're letting a team come back,
Right.
I mean, you're scoring 3 runs early, and it's just you can't figure it out. You can't it can't be like 2 days ago when your bullpen was flawless.
Yeah.
Like, it just seems like that you can't. The Mets right now just don't have. Like, just things aren't firing on all cylinders at the same time. I
mean, are you just at a loss for words? Like, you can't even explain it other than just nothing is going right?
I mean, yeah, no, literally. And I think, you hear Stearns even talk about it after the game yesterday. He somewhat had a similar feeling, I think, of a loss for words. It's just, there's not much Stearns can say except you got to get yourself out of this,
Right.
It just seems right now that, multiple facets of the game is what he said are not working for the Mets, which it's pretty obvious. And when something is working, something else isn't working. It's kind of screwing you over a little bit. And I mean, it's just not. I mean, again, I could also sit here and I can blame some of the lineup. I mean, Lindor was 0 for 5 last night. Nimmo was 0 for 4 last night. With a lineup where 2 games ago, those guys had multiple hits in a game. It just seems like nothing can work together right now. Your entire, Alonso had a hit, McNeil had a hit. And then Young, Beatty, and Mauricio at the bottom half of your lineup had hits. So you had 5 hits. You were 4 for 7 with runners in scoring position, which is probably some of the best, I guess, numbers you could see with RISP here for the Mets this season. But it's just like it was not enough. And then if you're giving up runs late in the game, I mean, obviously it's not going to bode well for you.
Yeah,
you let Strider go through smooth 4 innings, and I don't even think he pitched a lot. Like, it seemed like they plucked him a little bit early. Well, 91 pitches, I guess, but still, I mean,
is there a scenario? Let's say they drop like 5 in a row from this point, that where like there could be rumblings about Mendoza or no?
I don't think so.
I mean,
when you think of all the obstacles and the shit he's facing this season in terms of having to move around these roster guys, and I mean, at the end of the day, it is like. I mean, it's about the product on the field. I mean, it's not Mendoza at the plate.
Right.
Like, I don't blame him. I don't think it's necessarily he's been making bad managerial decisions.
Mm.
Do you?
No, but I think that, I mean, they always look for something.
They always look for
to
something,
change,
yes.
And
but I mean, I think that would be stupid, dude.
Yeah. No, I mean, it would be, but I just think you do get to a point, where that could come up for sure.
I think so. I think some things are working in his favor. Phillies have been losing games too. They're still only a game and a half ahead. You still have 46 wins in the season. Like you're still regarded as a great team,
Right.
But it is really tough because great teams don't go through stretches like this fucking bad,
Like wow.
Like,
right?
wow is right, dude. I mean, it's kind of crazy. And then obviously bad news. Minaya pushed back a couple more days, I think. I think an elbow discomfort or something. I don't know if you saw it too. Alvarez was plucked out of a game, felt dizzy.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, dude. So
the gift that keeps on giving?
Yeah, it would have grounded out in double play. And then he was out of the game, dizziness. Which, I mean, I guess the heat, whatever you want to say, it's possible. But what the fuck is that? Like, just drink water. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
I mean, with catching gear, like, I do think that probably gets a little hot.
Oh, I'm sure.
Especially up top at the head.
Yeah, listen, dude, I caught in Little League, all right? I was fucking out there, and this was when we shared equipment, okay? I had to wear his sweaty helmet, all right, at the same time, all right? And if I could do it, fucking Alvarez could do it, all right? All right?
What's the scenario today?
Clay Holmes on the mound against David Fuentes. I don't know.
Good luck with that, Ernie. Or
yeah, good luck with that, Ernie is right, dude. Because I think Fuentes, I don't know, first year in the league, I think has like a 7 ERA, not great starts, I guess. But still, I mean, at the end of the day, Mets got a hit. Clay Holmes has to pitch well. You know, if Clay Holmes pitches as he's been, that's fine. You have Diaz available tonight. Garrett is not available tonight. I would not be throwing Brazoban out there, so I don't really know. The bullpen seems like, a little limited. But I guess we'll see what happens. Hopefully Clay Holmes, obviously you want him to pitch well, but obviously go the distance would be nice.
Yeah.
I guess looking at his last few starts, he definitely has a couple 6-inning ones in there, I think. I feel like we've talked about it a couple times. By the way, it's not David Fuentes, it's Deer Fuentes.
I'm sure Kev Do will have fun with that one.
I don't know if that's actually how you pronounce it, though.
He would, though. He would.
He would say that. Yeah, Clay Holmes, again, pitched well against Colorado, at Colorado. His start against Atlanta in Atlanta was 4 2/3, 3 earned runs, 6 walks, dude. That's right. That was the walks game. Listen, if Clay Holmes comes out here and just doesn't give up walks, he can go the distance. Because I think he ended his line. Oh, well, I guess obviously it's 3 earned runs, but I think he left to get walks, and then it was classic. I think maybe either Brazoban or Castillo came in and gave runs, and obviously those were earned runs for him. So I think if Holmes just finds the strike zone, he should have a solid outing and give the Mets a good chance at winning a game here.
Ernie must think that because he says Cy Young Clay Holmes.
There we go, dude. So I really appreciate that. I know Ernie isn't being facetious. But at the end of the day, I think tonight I'm just looking for the bats. I'm looking for 9 team hits, dude. I'm looking for a score of
How about 9 runs?
9, yeah, 9 runs would be great. 9 runs, 9 hits would be phenomenal, dude. And honestly, Acuna is being a little fucking prick bitch, I think, a little bit. I don't know if you saw what he was saying to the media.
What did he say?
The Mets can't handle more than one Acuna in the same stadium because they sent Luis Angel down.
I'm just telling you, stuff like this, Tony. I don't know.
What?
Mendoza. I'm telling you, watch out for that if things go awry.
Well, what do you? He can't control what Acuna Jr. is doing.
But,
what are you gonna do? Not send down Acuna? He was not doing well.
No, but it just usually seems like if everybody's copacetic, comments like that aren't going to be made. No.
Well, but I'm saying like this is Acuna Jr. saying this. Ronald is saying this. Like Ronald is talking shit.
Oh, I
not
thought you
Luis.
were saying
No,
Luis.
no.
Oh, I thought he did like a TikTok.
No.
All right, no. I'm mistaken.
This is Ronald Acuna Jr. and this, he's talking because he's hitting home runs. He's obviously, one of the better players in baseball since he's been back from his injury. He's fucking doing some stupid shit around the bags and celebrate.
He's chirping.
Honestly,
basically.
dude, if I was Clay, I'd brush back. Is honestly what I'm thinking, dude. I'm not even.
But
lying,
that wasn't
dude.
okay when Soto was in the Bronx, right?
Well, because this is kind of different, dude.
Maybe we were just waiting to do it at Citi Field. We'll find out soon enough.
That'd
Ernie
be
says he
crazy,
can't
dude.
spell facetious. I saw the spelling. It's like basically face, and then isn't it like TIOUS, right?
TIOUS, I think. Yeah. Facetious.
Yes. Face teacious, basically.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, like how you would. I don't know. What
Just sound it out, Ernie. Just sound it out.
Sound it
dude.
out. Picks wise, I think I did good, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, obviously the Yankees.
But I'll say that, and then I'll be 3-3. But the Yankees hit the under by a half, so that's 1-1. And then I know the White Sox, and not the White Sox, but the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers won. Dodgers hitting the over, so that should be 3-1, and then I might be 1-1 on the total with the Diamondbacks.
Well, let's check it out.
So I think that's a 2 spot.
With the D-backs.
Did I have the over?
4-1, and you had the over.
Right. So that's 1-1.
1-1.
Yankees is 1-1. And then I think I was 2-0 with the Dodgers, right? Because I had the over. They scored 16
Dodgers
runs.
in the over, yes.
So 4-2.
4-2.
So where does that leave me? And Nelson says, good morning.
All right, stand by. I gotta do my side first.
Wait, yeah, but you're out of it anyway, right?
I'm not out of it, dude. And by the way, that puts you at 63 and 69.
I guess what am I talking shit for?
Yeah, really, dude. It's all right. It's fine. I had Mets in the over, hit the over, so it's 1-1, dude. And then I had Detroit in the over, it looks like. Detroit scored 11. Here we go, 2-0. Stand by now. Royals and the under. Let's go for 1-1.
So where does that leave you?
So that gives me 4-2.
Rat bastard. So I'm still up 2? Or
Yeah. That would be you're still up 2 games.
Matthew saying, come on. Matthew, I don't know if you missed it before,
dude.
but I said this is patented this time of year. You texting me going, bro, The Yankees really suck ass. I know he's going to get a chuckle out of that.
The Yankees really suck ass, dude. 61-71.
And I believe I have the pick of the litter, right?
I believe you do, bro.
All right, so let's do it. 6-pack MLB pick segment. Hirsch Law Firm. Do we do it again? Of course we do it again. I mean, the Yankees are going to get swept. Max Fried on the hill. Come on. As bad as things are, I do feel like he's going to deliver. I honestly, attacks bullpen. I think Max Fried knows that going into this start. I'm going to say he goes 8 scoreless innings, strikes out 9.
Nice.
And I'm going to say he only scatters 5 hits and no walks, so he gives us everything we need. I'm not going to get greedy on offense, but I think 5 runs. And I would say Stanton's going to hit a home run at some point, right? He's not going to hit none in the regular season. So I'd say after a day off yesterday, he's rested. Brady Singer maybe leaves a curveball over the middle of the plate. So give me a Stanton homer, a Judge homer. Of course, us hitting a couple home runs. That's how we win. But I think we win 4-0. Or 5-0, excuse me. So we'll say Yankees and the under as we head back home.
As we head back to Citi Field, baby. Let's go here. We said it, dude. Clay Holmes, Fuentes. I don't care who it is on the mound right now. The bats are going to get hot. Clay Holmes is going to do a solid start. Clay Holmes, 7 innings, 2 earned runs. All right, dude. Got to free up the bullpen. Most importantly for Clay Holmes, only 2 walks. Okay, dude, how about that? And like I said, bats, red hot, dude. I mean, it's going to be tough, obviously. I'm trying to remain confident, but I'm telling you, I'm just saying it's hard. I'm trying to remain confident, dude. Top half of the lineup, big boys here. We know the deal. And I could see maybe Beatty having like a mid-game, 5th inning, maybe a bases clearing double, okay? But a homer from Soto, homer from Lindor, homer from Alonso, all right? So put that in your fucking parlay, whatever you want, Ernie. Book that, okay, dude? Mets in the over. Mets winning this game. I'm going to say 9. We said it before. 9-3.
All right, I'm going to dive back into a matchup I liked yesterday. I mean, we were 4-2. Why switch things up? Give me the Dodgers over the Rockies. Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the hill, 6-6, 276, going up against Chase Dolander, 2-7, 6.19, 11.5 is the over/under. And I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say the Dodgers, I think they put up a 10 spot here. Yamamoto, even in Coors Field, I think 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 10 Ks. I think Dodgers win 10-4. So give me the Dodgers and the over.
Dodgers over. Sweet, dude. Well, you know what, dude? I'm going to go, I mean, why not, man? 2:10 p.m. Pirates here. Paul Skeens, you know the deal. I mean, it's pretty fucking simple. I really don't give a shit. Pirates under. Paul Skeens, complete game shutout.
Oh.
Okay? Pirates win 2-0.
All right.
Shake
Third
your head at me,
game,
Danny.
final game. You know, I was going to do something different, but I'm going to actually divert here. I just want to double check what we have on the pitching matchups. Yeah, I'll go with this. Give me the Detroit Tigers at home against the A's.
Okay.
And the Tigers won yesterday 11-4 over the A's. And before a series salvaging win, not getting swept against Tampa, they had lost 3 in a row. A's have lost 3 in a row currently. But the pitching matchup, Jack Flaherty going up against Jacob Lopez. Flaherty has not pitched well this year, but I think going against Oakland, or not Oakland, but the A's, gives him a good opportunity to do so. I think a lot of flyouts in that big ballpark. You look at the score was 11-4 yesterday. I think a little more lower scoring today. We'll actually go with the under. I think Flaherty has his best start of the year. 6 2/3, 10 strikeouts, only 1 earned run. And I'm going to say Tigers win 5-2. Tigers and the under.
Tigers and the under. Dodgers over the Rockies, too. Dude, you were going for it here. Speed of going for it here. Let's go Jacob DeGrom, baby. Possibility.
Coming
DeGrom
back
coming
to the
back
Mets.
to the Mets. Who knows, dude?
The tribute video.
The tribute video, there'll be plenty full. In any case, dude, Texas taking on the Baltimore Orioles here, looking to cap off this series with the dub, taking the series. They split the first 2 games here, winning last night in extras. No need for extras here tonight. Jacob DeGrom on the mound, going to be dialed in 2.24 ERA, a 7-2 record in the season as well. I'd say he gives you solid, maybe 6 2/3, 2 earned runs. I'll say 10 Ks. Over-under's 8.5. I think Texas could score 9 on their own, to be honest. But I say they score 7, give up 3. Rangers and the over.
All right, and just like that, your 6-pack MLB pick segment, Hirsch Law Firm. I mean, 4-2 last night. At least some optimism on that end, but definitely, looking for better. It's been a while since we've had like a 6-0 spot.
Oh my God, yeah, dude, it's been like a month.
Yeah, been a long time. I didn't see the play or the specifics, but I saw the headlines. I guess O'Neal Cruz removed from the game for forgetting how many outs there were. Pirates.
Was he actually like removed from the game? Really?
Yeah. I mean, I could look into the specifics of the
because
article.
the other day he fainted or something, or had like problem with the heat, right? Because he was another player. Who
Oh, I
was
didn't
like,
know that.
I need to like get the fuck out of here.
I didn't know that. The player I saw that forgot how many outs there were was PCA. Caught a
Pete
ball
Crow?
at the wall. Yeah, Pete Crow caught a ball at the wall.
And
And
what,
then thought
threw
it was
to the
3
stands?
outs.
Yeah.
No, I didn't throw it in
Oh,
the
no.
stands, but just was like did
Was
a
anyone on
spin
base or
move.
anything, or-
Yeah, so a run scored.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Run
He
scored
did
from
what?
like second because
He
he
did-
like caught it. He like spun. He was just like gonna trot back, and then he realizes that the runner's going
Mhm.
home. So a run scored.
That's not good for Pete Crow. Thank God he's not on the Mets.
But
Don't you
yeah,
need a center
That was a
fielder?
joke, dude. Yeah, I would love to have him on the Mets.
By
But
the way,
no. When you hear Mets, Brian typically stops listening.
no, I mean, I could give 2 shits, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But he said O'Neal Cruz says he lost track of outs when he didn't run out a double play grounder, a move that led to his removal in his club's 9-3 loss to the Brewers on Tuesday night. Pirates trailed 7-3, had a runner on first with 1 out in the 7th when Cruz grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. Cruz slowed down after the Brewers got the force play at second, and he said he believed that it was the 3rd out of the inning. Manager Don Kelly removed Cruz in favor of a defensive replacement in the 8th, said it was due to Cruz's energy and effort. But he actually took the high road here, which I'm surprised. We've seen him kind of get a little off kilter. He says, DK had all the rights to do what he did, and I'll back him up on that. It was my fault because I thought there were 2 outs in that situation. That's why I let running to first. And then Kelly says, we talked. He knows the expectation right there. I feel like we fell a little short. So,
Not good.
yeah, I mean, but I think at least he took the high road because some guys won't take the accountability on a situation like that. So that's big for O'Neal Cruz, but it just remains to be seen. Him and Skeens, are they there for the long term? And despite almost like being a Jazz-like wild card, I would love O'Neal Cruz in New York. And I'm sure you would too. Right, Tony?
Oh my God! Yeah, you kidding me?
Yeah.
Electric speed.
Let's
go.
So we'll see. I kind of asked you the same thing yesterday, but confidence level tonight on the bounce back.
I would say more confident than yesterday.
Okay.
And I think yesterday I gave it like a 30% chance, right? So let's go with 45, dude.
I'm gonna
Let's up it a
say
little bit.
90% for me.
Really?
We're not getting swept by the Reds. Come on. I know we did last year at Yankee Stadium, but Max Fried has something to say about that.
It does.
What would you say your confidence level is, Danny?
I would probably say 55%.
All right, we're leading.
Yeah, I believe in Max Fried.
Yeah.
It's just everyone else around him to give him enough.
Oh, yeah. And then this is kind of a random question because I asked this a lot last year, and I think even at the beach bash to some people. But what are your thoughts on? Because to me, it feels like Cashman, Boone, Howe, like the trifecta of them, hold us back from being the best versions of ourselves that we can. Do you think that like that is overcomable, like in terms of returning to the top of the mountain? Like,
Overcomable.
because I think they make a lot of moves that like hurt us, honestly.
No, they definitely do make a lot of moves that hurt us. And I think based on how this roster is, because you have enough players that have postseason experience with all the guys that were just in the World Series, Belly has won a World Series. Goldie has played in prime
games,
playoff
yeah.
games. The experience is there for these guys to overcome it, but it all hinders on, can Judge just feel comfortable enough in the postseason to not press, don't do too much.
Chase.
Yeah, and so it's overcomable, but it also comes down to the bullpen decisions.
Yeah, but it just, I mean, it's hard not to be infuriated though, because I always say this: like, we have all the resources in the world, and all the ways not to make bad decisions, but yet it seems like we always find ourselves in those situations. And yeah, I hate just thinking about like the lineup right now. I mean, there's just a lot of guys that I'm not happy with, So that's just the thing that's tough. But like you were alluding to, believe in Bellinger, believe in Goldschmidt, even though I'm a little worried about the taper with Goldschmidt because he's hitting 190 the last month. And then of course Judge, Stanton. And I love Jazz, even though I think he got a little out of hand last night. But like LeMahieu, Wells, and Volpe, show me something. And I love Ben Rice too. And that I think like we really, if Wells continues to slump, we should look at Rice being starting catcher.
I don't know about Rice being the starting. I think Escara, because Escara's been hitting it really well in his starts. At least there does need to be a conversation of more of a rotation between the three of them.
Yeah. No, it's a shame, because really the easy thing would be, get rid of Escara. But like you said, he has been hitting, and he is the emergency like third baseman. But like there was a pop-up. I don't know if you saw this last night, but he came in at third base, Escara, and then like he sent Volpe over from basically second base to catch it because he wasn't comfortable. But I mean, at least like in an emergency, you can. But what I was getting at though is just, and I know there's only so many guys that you could play, and there's only so many positions they play. But the way Ben Rice hits the ball, and I know he's been unlucky a lot this year with making hard outs. I just feel like I want him in the lineup every day.
Yeah, because you know that he's not gonna, if he's gonna strike out, it's gonna be on breaking balls that look good. But you know that he's more likely than not gonna put the ball somewhere where the defense has to make a play.
Right.
Whereas with Volpe, Wells, DJ, it's either a big strikeout or it's a ground ball that they're not going to beat out.
Yeah. And it just with Wells, man, I loved him as a prospect. And it just, I don't know. I mean, I don't have a lot of confidence that he's going to, I just feel like he just swings through everything.
Yeah, no, for him, it's definitely, I don't understand what the Yankees like aversion to sending players down to AAA is.
Right.
I think that's the biggest issue with the trifecta is that they refuse to send anyone down to work on it. Like the Red Sox sent down Christian Campbell, the Mets sent down Francisco Alvarez. Like these are teams who really believe in these prospects that want them to go get right, not feel all this immense pressure on themselves. But now we're in a spot where with Volpe, we can't really do it because then what? We're going to have Peraza and DJ playing every single day.
Yeah.
Like Volpe at least runs into hits every once in a while.
Yeah. So, and then also, I mean, Dominguez, I still believe in, but I mean, don't you think that his inconsistencies this year, I mean, it has to play a role that he's not out there every day.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that he's not getting everyday reps or if it's just that they're batting him from the right side.
A lot,
he is starting to let that affect him from the left side because he knows he's not confident. He knows he hasn't gotten results from the right side.
Yeah. So these are all things, you'd like to see corrected, and hopefully we have a good trade deadline, and hopefully the guys out there now improve. That's for sure. So we'll have to see. Starts with one. And some comments to catch up on here. So Matthew saying, come on. Just went for a swim. He missed me talking about saying the Yankees suck ass. And then he says, but dude, no more games, Barnes. I'm out. Right, Joe? So he's just kind of joking around because I think the last 2 years were like 1-6 together. But I don't know about you, but I don't believe in that stuff. Like who I go to the game with, if I'm there, if they're winning. I mean, that has nothing to do with me. Right?
I mean, every game, my girlfriend's parents have a season ticket package. Every game they've been to, the Yankees have won.
Yeah, so I'm saying, but it's just luck of the draw. Yeah, of course. And then what do you think Ernie means this guy's a glutton for punishment? Is he talking about you with the Mets?
Yeah.
Mets? Okay. And then Josh B said
that's not true. We always send you guys down.
And they finally just did it with Volpe, meaning that they're not sending him down, right? That I'm guessing that's what he's talking about. But I still I don't actually agree with that, Josh, because I think the guys that we've sent down are guys that weren't playing every day. We do, like, you know what I mean? Like giving Wells the job, giving Volpe the job, they're not getting sent down. But yeah, Peraza, who's playing once a week, or Vivas, yes, they've been sent down, but not guys that were playing every day.
Yeah, we're sending down the Estevan Florials of the world, who are quadruple A players.
Everson Pereira.
Yeah, that we have options for, where Everson Pereira, might be the best option right now for a right-hand bat outfielder that we have. Drop someone down to let him come up, see what he has. And I mean, yes, he was the only one when all the kids were up at the end of 23 to not hit a home run. But everyone says since the past 2 years, he's been hitting really well.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, it's interesting. It's a shame that he can't play like the infield, because, I mean, we do have just a lot of outfielders, and they want to keep throwing Grisham out there, even though, like I said, I'd love to see more of a commitment to Dominguez. But we'll have to see. Like I said, it does start with one, and, I feel good about the A's coming to town. But let's not get completely embarrassed here and at least get one win. Anyway, grid, Tony, strike up the music. Come on. Good, Tony, or no? All down and out. So I can't wait for the pool tomorrow night. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Or no? Are you gonna
maybe find me face down in the pool, Brian?
No, but I forgot. Did I win any games at Rat, or are you guys just demolished?
I think you didn't.
We could actually kind of do 2-on-2 now, though.
With Matt, that's right, and potentially Riley.
Yeah.
But all right, dude, we had some good categories here.
I got a snipe for you, and the guy I've used before. It's been a while.
What do you got?
I know you don't remember him. I feel like Danny's never heard of him. Maybe he has, but probably not. Pirates Phillies, Mike Williams.
Mike Williams, dude. Catcher?
Pitcher.
Pitcher, Mike Williams.
How about
3
that, Tony?
There we go, dude.
And I think another one off the radar here. Phillies, Blue Jays, Scott Rowland. One of my guys.
All right, Scott Rowland. 4%, not bad.
Okay.
I think I do have a snipe for Phillies home runs, and I'm gonna put in Jose Bautista.
Love it,
Bang.
Tony. That is a snipe. How about center field, Pittsburgh Pirates, Starling Marte?
Classic. 4%.
How about center field, 300 home runs, Aaron Judge?
That might be a big
You think it'd be a lot?
Good.
Well,
We're fine, right? 5. I mean, I think 5 and under we're good with.
I was expecting like 30%, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
Well, no, but the thing is, he's not always playing center. I mean, really, even
Yeah,
though
no, I guess
we
so.
watch all the games, we know that, but the outsider thinks he's a right fielder. All right, so center field Blue Jays. Other than Kiermaier over the years, I'm trying to think of other guys who have played center field for them. Pilar?
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Kevin Pillar did.
Yeah, go with Pilar. I feel like people kind of forget about him.
Kevin Pillar? All right. 7%.
All right.
Wow, all right.
All right,
right.
so just Cincinnati here, huh?
Cincinnati is fucking tough.
Cincinnati,
dude.
Pittsburgh is one that I
Like,
just...
what even?
I know
let's
there's
see the comments
guys.
here. No, nothing for the
Did
comments.
Cueto pitch for Pittsburgh?
Jose,
Johnny Cueto. Or did Liriano pitch for both of those teams? This is a Yurney situation.
This is a Yurney situation. I want to say Cueto did.
I feel like he did, but I'm just not sure. It would be nice to get an Ernie confirmation on that.
I feel like it would be, dude.
Actually, damn it, I'm not sure about this.
And then
but
the Reds-
I feel like Encarnacion hit 300 home runs. No,
I don't know for sure, dude.
that's again Ernie.
Again, an Ernie, and I feel like also, I don't know. I feel like maybe he didn't.
Boy,
Nothing from Ernie, dude.
it'd be nice to get him on the dial. I don't know if it's being a little facetious, Tony.
You want me to call him?
What do you think? Why not?
I guess.
Give-
All
Give it a shot.
right, let's connect to the Bluetooth here. Phoning a friend, dude.
I feel like we were coming in hot, and then
I know we were coming in real hot, dude. Encarnacion.
I feel like he was around for so long. But
Yeah,
it's just
you're
he could
probably
have, like,
right.
290,
290.
you know?
I know we've gotten burned by that before, dude, but I feel like you're probably right. Ernie. All right.
Also, Paul O'Neill.
Ooh, Paul O'Neill.
Yeah.
Yo, what are you doing right now?
Swami,
dude?
you have like 90 seconds?
Yeah, of course I do. What's up, guys?
All right, so-
I have unlimited time for you guys.
We appreciate it. We're pumped for Friday. Let's go, Yerny.
already
And Canasio
know.
300 home runs,
But
Reds.
also, Paul O'Neill. Does Paul O'Neill have 300 home runs?
Paul O'Neill does not have 300 home runs.
Okay, what about Encarnacion?
Encarnacion, I want to say yes. I want to say yes.
I say let's
because
just
he
do it.
has- Did you
Yep,
guys
1%,
get Tyrus
1%.
Red?
Let's go, baby.
Did you get Tyrus Red?
No.
No.
What do you got?
Danny Nagel.
There you go. That's a
Danny
classic.
Nagel. Is it Danielle?
Danny. No, it's Danny. Oh, Denny. But 2 N's. Yep.
There it is.
Uh,
0.9.
Former Yankee.
And do you need?
And
do you
then-
need anything else?
And then Reds and Blue
Blue
Jays.
Jays.
We already used Encarnacion. That would have been a good one.
Yeah, Reds Blue Jays would have been. Encarnacion would have been a great one for that one.
Yeah.
I mean, did you already use Scott Rowland?
Yeah.
David Wells.
Go with Wells. All right. Let's see what we got. 33 on the grid score. What
I'll
was
take
Wells?
it.
9% for
dude.
Wells.
All right,
Let's
Ernie.
go, baby.
Let's
Let's
freaking
go.
go. is
Water
right,
Park
dude.
again, round 2, Ernie?
Yeah. I start the new one on Monday, so I took a week off to kind of spend time with the baby.
Awesome,
that's
bro.
nice, dude.
Awesome.
That's very nice. of
But
you.
no, we really, Ernie, appreciate the assist, and we better fucking win tonight, or I'm gonna flip out.
I mean, listen, I can start to see that, you're going to need a trip to a hospital soon if we don't start bringing some wins together. So you can kind of tell that Tony's used to it because he's just like, whatever, Mets lose today again. Like, you can tell he's just years and years of Mets losing. He's kind of gotten used to the shit, but, like, we're not used to this. We gotta get it together. I just can't wait for June to finish.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But at least, yeah, start tonight. I believe in Freed, and we could score a couple runs. Come on. But
what we're going to do, the under again? 7-2? Try to go for it?
I did say the under.
Yeah, that's
what
what
did
he
I
said.
say? 4-0?
5-0.
5-0. But yeah, it'll happen. But appreciate the assist, Ernie. Can't wait for Friday, and we'll talk to you later on. All right.
Absolutely, guys. Live grid on Friday is going to fucking kick. I can't
Let's
wait.
go. We're gonna go 10 deep with the grids.
10
Enjoy.
deep, dude.
Thanks, Ernie. Have a great day, Ernie.
Okay, Brian.
Okay, Tony.
Uh,
Always taking it to the next level. And Josh
Josh
we did
B,
miss. You
yes,
say David
he
Wells.
got
We're
it, he
looking
got
at
it,
the
he got it,
comments.
yes,
We
yes.
apologize. But yeah, man, it's just ready for the good times. Doesn't it already seem, Tony, that obviously it wasn't? It was what? Not even a month ago. But doesn't it seem like the good times were like 2 years ago?
it does, dude. It feels so.
And like that you didn't appreciate it enough?
Well, I think I appreciate it a lot.
But I'm just saying that like you thought it was just gonna last forever. Now it's gone, and you're like, where is that feeling?
No, yes, I did think it was gonna last at least longer than it did right now. I suppose, dude. It's just a significant fall from grace here.
Yeah. But like we said, I mean, at least there's some good stuff to look forward to this weekend. Who are the Mets playing next? Who 22?
I believe it's Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh at PNC. Oh, right. Does Keller get one of those starts or no?
Yes. Why is he on your fantasy team?
No, but I feel like he's always like a nemesis, no?
I guess you could say he's a nemesis.
But you
dude.
miss Skeens. Right?
We do miss Skeens. I think it's like Falter. Let's go. Who? Wait,
Burrows on Friday.
Burrows, Keller, Falter.
I thought that said Feller. I thought it was like Keller then Feller.
Feller, dude. No,
Falter.
and then you're
Milwaukee and then the Yankees.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, that's gonna be something. But it looks like Montas, Blackburn Montas.
I know,
against the
right?
Yankees first
Gosh,
two
dude.
games.
Oof is right.
Yeah, but I think right. I mean, other than Ernie says, Josh, we were simpatico on Wells, LMAO. But like I said, I mean, I don't know how else to simplify it other than it starts with a 1.
Yeah. That's what we said yesterday, dude.
But let's say it today, no?
No, yeah, we are saying it today.
Or let's just end it.
You want to just end it right here, dude?
Live on camera.
Live, dude.
Live on the line. Josh B says yes, sir. But yeah, at least no matter what, even if we both blow it again tonight, it'll be just a day closer to the beach bash. But it's not gonna happen. Good vibes, Tony. Come on. I want you a little more upbeat. All right.
All right, dude.
All right.
All
You're
right.
falling asleep over there.
Yeah. Oh god.
The energy,
dude.
Tony. The energy.
Oh.
But we'll make it through. And then I guess really other than that, Cliff Notes, because it's not like a big priority, but the Celtics trading Porzingis to the Hawks. You see that yesterday?
Yeah, I did see that, dude. I guess that's kind of cool. I mean, Atlanta.
And they're just shedding salary.
I was gonna
because
say Celtics. What the hell?
they
man?
traded Drew Holiday to the Blazers as well. And supposedly more moves are on the way.
That's pretty wild, dude. What do you think about that? Like, you think Celtics are gonna be competitive? Like, I mean, obviously,
I think
Tatum,
they'll make at least the play-in, but I think they're going to be a far diminished team.
I don't know, because Jaylen Brown is
Good.
good.
Devin White is good, but I'm
And-
just saying that trading these guys. I mean, those are big.
Horford.
Yeah, no, it's
How Horford
definitely
could retire.
it's definitely just cheaper options to try
Yeah.
and get
You got
things that
Pritchard.
you like. And I think, I mean, you can win 41 games a year at least with as many threes as they shoot. So I think it's smart to get under the second apron so that you're able to make moves when the free agency starts, on like Monday.
Yeah.
So they're smart. I think they were expected. I just find it funny that Drew Holiday got traded back to the Blazers.
Yeah.
It's like Russ. I think Russ also gets traded to the Blazers a lot, and then is immediately shipped out.
Yeah. And then Jordan Poole going to the Pelicans for CJ McCollum, and Sadiq Bey as well going to the Pelicans. So it seemed like McCollum was barely there with the Pelicans, but just leaving the Blazers, him and Dame, it feels like their careers kind of like turns, and Dame missed all that time next year. Couple comments here though. Matthew says Josh Boy or Dino, and Ernie says put the world on Lakers finals champs. LeBron Farrell tour, put it in the books. Matty G, he said Marty G at first.
Yeah.
I knew we were talking about that in the group chat earlier this morning, and I was saying,
Lakers?
well, with LeBron, he was thinking like, oh, if they add Clint Capella, that'll be enough for them to win the title. And I was saying, I feel like they need another star, just because that's, you look at all of LeBron's, titles, whether it was Kyrie and Kevin Love or, Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade or having Anthony Davis with a strong supporting cast. So maybe he's looking at it more like that. But I think they need an interior presence. I'd love to see the final run. I know a lot of people don't.
Right.
I know a lot of people are anti-LeBron. But maybe there's a little more love for the Lakers because people like Luka. I don't know.
I mean, do you think Capella's that guy though?
Well, I mean, I think it would be a piece, but I
Right.
think you still need more. And Austin Reeves is very good, but I still think, just the rotation guys on that team. I mean, I do like Hachimura as well, but you'd have to find a way to improve that team to get to a final. That's what I think. So, Kev Dew, who's already in New Jersey on the shore, says, "What's good, guys? Sorry to vacate early. Went to the uncle's house last night.
Wow, okay, that's nice.
We're talking to him on the cord.
Yeah.
He says, "Let's go. We want the smoke." I'm sure he's having plenty of it over there.
Yeah. A lot of smoke.
A lot of smoke.
A lot of haze.
Yeah, but that's really it. And then the Rangers picked to send their pick this year instead of next year. What deal was that for? The
JT Miller.
JT Miller.
But
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
it go to Pittsburgh, the pick?
Yes.
But yes, it does.
Well,
It
why?
does go to
Oh,
Pittsburgh.
because then they traded that pick to Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Is that why? Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. So then they're protecting their pick next year. I mean, but does that kind of like make you feel like it's like? I mean, I hope that it's just they think next year has better players in the draft. But to me, it's like almost like that they're not confident this year's going to be right.
I don't think so. I mean, listen, we know obviously that the way that this draft that sometimes draft goes. I mean, you don't even bring in that guy for a while, and not for nothing. Like you said, I think that they do think that next year's draft class is maybe something a little bit more to look at. And it also doesn't really matter because I'm sure they know they don't develop talent well anyway. So.
More optimistic going forward about the Rangers or the Mets?
Oh God, probably the Mets, I guess.
But I'm surprised you're not more like confident about Mike Sullivan.
It's about the players on the ice, dude.
Right. But I mean, well, I think there's going to be more trades to be had. And,
Yeah.
and let's think of it. We've shipped out. Obviously, Trouba was last year.
Yeah.
But why am I? Oh, we still got Kreider. And did we ship somebody else out?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, they just
Who?
traded someone a few weeks ago.
Well, I don't know why I'm forgetting.
No one
who
of
this was.
value. Who?
Maybe not a big player.
I mean, they extended Rebby. They traded.
They extended somebody else too. I forgot.
Yeah, they did just extend someone yesterday.
I mean, is just Mika the guy, Tony, that you want to see go? Like, is that?
I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't want to see anyone go. I want to see them perform really well.
You
Like,
really? I thought
like-
you'd be like Mika, like you don't even want to look at him.
I mean, they're not gonna. Like, we can sit here and say that, but like, who's taking their contracts?
I mean,
Like,
who
no
was
one's-
taking Trouba and Kreider though? You know, someone did.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, not for nothing. I have more confidence in Kreider having a better year,
Really? Though, I mean, I thought that was pretty bad last year.
and not for
whatever
nothing.
that
Same thing
was.
with Trouba too. I mean, I don't know. Like, whatever the fuck happened in that locker room is
No,
absolutely.
yeah, they traded Chris Kreider to the Ducks.
yeah,
Right? No. But
That's
we
what-
were,
that's what we said,
saying,
anyone
was there
else.
someone else?
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
But
yeah, dude,
but that's
so-
interesting. So you want to keep everybody move. You don't want to trade anybody on the roster right
No,
now.
I'm not saying that. I mean, I guess I would because because
Condre
how
Miller?
disappointing. But again, it's just not. Like, where are you moving these players to? Like, you're probably not going to. Like, no one's going to take on Mika's contract. No one's
Panarin,
going to
you
take on
could get a lot
Panarin's
of players for.
contract.
I think they should do that.
I don't
He's
know,
on the last
man.
year of his deal.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Clear up a lot of cap space. Because, yes, I think Sullivan could get the best out of him, but if you're going to get a bunch of assets that are going to help us build for the future, I would rather just trade Panarin.
If you could, though, I think it's a
I
pretty
think you
big
could.
if. I mean, I
Panarin
think-
is a guy. I mean, think about putting him on a team that's contending. I mean, that's a valuable guy when you already have established guys there.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you look at his career, like, you know, Chicago obviously didn't want him. And that was when the Blackhawks were hot with Kane and Taves. And then he was on Columbus, did well, but like obviously like it's a non-competitive team. So what do you talk like, you know, like what does that have to do with the playoffs at that point? And then you see what he does in the playoffs here. And I guess it's to me it's few and far between. I don't
I think
know.
though, but I think he's opened up. And I think he didn't stay in Chicago long enough, but I think he's opened up by playing around where instead of here being the lead guy, he's not a lead guy. But if he's not going to be the lead guy, I think he could be very valuable setting guys up.
Who's the lead guy?
I mean, you pick your poison, really. You know, you put him on Toronto or you put him with the Oilers or a team like that, you know?
Speaking of Toronto,
The
I think
Avalanche.
they spotted Mitch Marner shopping houses in Vegas, apparently.
Well, he's a free agent, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we talked about that. So I don't know. I just think explore the options, but I do have belief in Sullivan.
No, I do too. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
But you're not even pumped to ask Don about it, or
Am I pumped?
to ask Don about?
I mean, I guess I'm pumped to ask Don about it. Yeah, we'll see what he says. Though I would not think that Don is overly optimistic either. I think he's going to give a straightforward, honest answer, but I don't think it's going to be probably something to the effect of like we're putting ourselves in a good position with the coaching hire, and they're going to make moves, and they know what they're doing. Chris Drury knows he's in
And
the
this
hot
and that.
seat. Like Chris Drury knows his job is at stake here. He's going to do anything he can to make this the best team he can. So probably something along the lines of that. But then again, it's just like more about until I see it. It's
Believe in it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So we'll see what happens. Kev Dude did confirm he is blonde. He sent us a picture to all of us. Yeah, in the text. So looking forward to seeing him Friday. But yeah, I mean, I think that's really it. But other than having to talk about losses, I would say it was a great show and great interaction. And like we keep saying, we're just so pumped for Friday to see everybody. But we really appreciate everybody who tuned in today and continues to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives in the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay and Costume, the merch at DowntimeTV.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games. Let's go Yankees,
go Mets.
and we will see you.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.